it's Nema. I'm a food content creator, and today we are going to be making banana bread. So what you'll be needing for this banana bread, it's just simple ingredients. You'll need, of course, bananas, 2 bananas. I have sour milk over here. You will need buttermilk, or how you can make buttermilk easily is just use regular milk, add 2 tablespoons of vinegar, and then it becomes sour milk. So you'll need that. You will need margarine or butter. You'll also need some baking soda so that you enhance the leavening of this like cake. Then you'll need 2 eggs, and for your spices you will need the staple cinnamon and cardamom, and then I have a half a tablespoon of salt. Then you will need some oil and half a cup. So once that is mixed together, you don't really need to mix a lot because this is banana bread. You will take your oil and add the oil. So first make sure you mix the oils and the sugar together. That's done. So you need to not skip this process. This is very important that you mix very well because you don't want at the later stages to have lumps in your batter. So just make sure you take time and mix together well. Once that is done, I'm going to add my eggs. You can do one at a time, or you can add both. Just make sure it's well mixed. And then I will be mashing my bananas next. So I'm going to take 2 bananas. You only need 2. If you're a fan of a lot of banana, add like half, because if you add too much banana, the cake won't really bake well. It will take really long because bananas are fruit, and then it will just be more fudgy. The texture will be more fudgy than bready or cakey. So just use 2 bananas. 2 bananas are enough, and then you'll need 1 banana for garnishing. So that's enough. I'm not going to mash until it's like a pulp because I want some parts of the banana bread to have the banana, so you can still bite some of it. So after adding this, I'm just going to take this away. So now I have my baking soda over here, and I'm just going to add it to the flour like so, and then I'm going to start folding in the flour. So in baking cakes, you have to know a technique that's called folding. It's when you put the flour and then you go in round motions while pulling the spoon down. You go round and then you pull the spoon down. So I'm going to add half and half. A little bit of flour, a little bit of milk, so that you ensure that the batter is well mixed. But if you're using a stand mixer, you can just do it all in the stand mixer. The problem with using a stand mixer is sometimes the cake can get really dry, so you don't want to have like dry cake. So if you use your hands, the cake will become like moist, and it will retain a lot of moisture. So I'm going to start adding in the flour. So I'm going to do almost like a quarter or a third, and then add some of this sour milk, and then start folding in. So I'm going round, and then I'm pulling the spoon down. If you do this technique, you'll notice that your batter gets mixed much better, and it gets incorporated into the liquid much faster. So I'm going to repeat again. So this is 2 cups of flour that you'll be needing, and half a cup of sour milk. So I'm going to do the final mix. The reason why you're using sour milk is also because you want a mixture of, because banana is very sweet, so you want to use something that will balance out the flavor, so that when you eat it in your mouth, you feel like a saltiness, as a little bit of a yogurt taste, and then you can feel the sweetness from the bananas. So I'm mixing in the last bit. And that's it. We're done with our cake batter. This is the consistency. It's not runny and it's not also very difficult to handle. So you want to strike a balance between this texture. To maintain the texture of the cake, you don't want it runny, but you want the mixture to be able to fall off the spoon or the spatula that you're using. So my cake batter is ready. So let's get the trays ready, the pans ready rather. I'm going to be using this this pan. It's like a loaf pan, and I'll just butter it with margarine and then I'll dust it with flour so that I ensure that the cake doesn't stick to the sides. So I have my margarine over here. I'm just going to oil or to butter this pan. So that's done. I'm going to get a little bit of flour. So I'm getting a little bit of flour and I'm just going to dust the pan. It's almost like creating a layer. If you don't want to go through this, you can get the translucent paper and lay it on this pan so that you make sure that your cake doesn't stick to the pan. Just going to wipe my surface. Then it's time to pour the batter in to the cake pan. This is the most exciting part. At this point, I want to first preheat the oven so that by the time I get it in, the oven will be a little bit warm. You don't want to start from scratch. That's why you just make sure it's going into a warm place directly. So I am going to preheat my oven at 180 degrees. And I'm going to bake this cake for 45 to 60 minutes because it has fruit. Anything that has fruit bakes a little bit longer. So I'm going to preheat the oven for like 3 minutes and then I'm going to put the cake in. Remember, 45 minutes, 45 to 60 minutes, you should start checking for the doneness of the cake. So this is my timer. I'm going to set it at 1 hour. I'm going to make sure both the top and the bottom are producing heat. And then I'm going to set it for 180 degrees Celsius. So now I'm going to just pour this mixture into my pan. Make sure that everything has been scooped. And then just attempt to even it out. That is done. So for the garnish, and this is my favorite part, I'm going to take just one banana. Then I'll slice it down in the middle like so. Then I'll crisscross on the top. So, like that. And then I'm going to take some sugar. Where's my sugar? Okay. So I have a little bit of sugar over here. So you want to caramelize the top of the banana bread. This is like just that. When you want to flex for people, this is the effect. Because the bananas will look so good on the top. Everyone will be asking you for the recipe and you'll look like you actually know what you're doing. So the sugar on the top is going to caramelize and it's going to look really nice and beautiful. So it's time to get my cake into the oven. 180 degrees for 45 to 60 minutes. Once it reaches 45 minutes, start checking with a toothpick. If it comes out clean when you poke it, it's ready. So between 45 and 60 minutes, make sure you start checking for it. Okay, so put it in the lowest rack, second lowest rack, so that you can make sure the heat from the above is not too overwhelming and the heat from beneath is not too overwhelming. So in the middle, that's the best place to put it. Okay, it's 45 minutes later and the cake is looking awesome. So I just want to poke my cake with a skewer. You can get a skewer, you can get a small spoon, dip it in, and then if it comes out clean, you know it's ready to eat. So let's do that. So the skewer came out clean, so you can pull it out. And it looks really nice and full. Yeah, so I'm going to wait a little bit before I bend it so that I can remove it from the tin because it's still hot. I'm going to give it like 5 minutes and then turn it upside down so that I can pull it out. But it looks pretty nice. I'm very happy with how it has come out. Going to go through the sides with a knife so that I make sure that it doesn't stick. Yeah, so let's wait 5 minutes and then I'm going to come back and show you how it looks. So my cake is already done. I'm going to turn it. Then turn it to the other side. There you have it. So I'm going to cut this now. Let's see how this looks like inside. I love how it looks outside, so let's see. Wow, looks amazing. That is to die for, honestly. I'm going to cut a piece and try it. It's a little bit warm, just how I like it. One hack that I can share with you as we wind up the show is you can toast your bread. The way you toast like real bread, you can toast banana bread if you just want that extra flavor burst in your mouth. So this is a little bit warm. You can also warm your cake, and a second hack, you can warm your cake and put vanilla ice cream on top, or your favorite ice cream. Goes well with chocolate as well. So let's try this. It's really good, really, really good, very moist. Wow, the spices hit you and you feel like all warm in your body, and that's what I love about banana bread. So thank you for having me. This has been the Throwdown, and I have been your host, Faith Nema. And you can check me out also on YouTube. My YouTube name is Faith Nema, where I do all these crazy things. I make nice things to eat, and yeah, I teach you new things to bake every single day. So yeah, I'll see you in the next show. Bye for now.